Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you guys can hear my audio and see my screen there in the chat box. Just go ahead and give me a little Y or a yes there if you can hear me. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning so far. I'm looking forward to trading with you guys here. Got a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of cool stuff lining up that I'm excited to share. So let's go ahead and get into this. As always, I need to remind you guys about the risks involved in this market. You can lose all or more than your initial investment if you're not careful. So please be aware of how many pips you're risking on each trade, in addition to how big your lot size is and ultimately how that would affect your account if you were to lose money. So make sure that you're going through that process each and every time that you take a trade. All right, guys, as far as news goes, the only news event that I'm aware of is the CAD has a press conference right now. The Bank of Canada has a press conference, but we're not trading the CAD this morning, so that's fine. So I have a couple of trades I'm thinking about. I think I took a premature trade short on the Euro franc. You can take that one if you want. However, the trade I'm really excited to take is if I can get a short on the Euro pound to line up. Here's my biggest concern on the Euro franc. You guys can take this, but I do think I'm early, and I'll explain why I'm early. Basically, this market formed a low down here and um, popped up, broke structure, and then pulled back into supply. So honestly, I mean, I might. So anyway, what I'm saying is I wouldn't recommend, I'm going to keep it just because I think I can work it, but I want you guys to get into a better trade. The trade I want you guys to get into, but it hasn't quite lined up yet, is a short on the Euro pound. So I'm getting a lot of indications right now that that pair is pretty weak. Um, I mean, we could short right here. It's not the most ideal place to, but that might be the better option. Um, yeah, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of shorts. So I'm basically in two trades. I'm going to take a short on the Euro pound. Um, so I'm doing two trades at the same time. But this is the one I want you guys to take, is the short on the Euro pound. You could trade the Euro franc. Technically, it is hitting that upper Bollinger Band, but the little snake in the grass that I'm a little bit afraid of that could hurt you guys or hurt us is, in fact, let's actually go to TradingView. It's easier to look at over here. If you look at the Euro pound, go to that 5-minute. Here's the stuff I'm talking about. So market comes down, 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 forms this support right here, and then it comes up. But not only that, but it does a couple of things that I'm a little bit nervous about. So you get this, and here I am explaining it, and it is starting to come down. But no, it's not a bad trade if you're willing to hang on to it. I'm really trying to find a trade that we can just book the profit in the webinar, and I think that's going to be the Euro pound short. That's why I want to take that one. But basically, if you look at this, this is structure. Okay, so you've got a resistance level that's right here, and you can see that right here. This is resistance. Okay, and the market broke it, right? Came up and it broke it. That's a change of character. The market comes down and it basically taps into a demand area right here, and then it goes up. So that's not a great sign for bears. That's actually a better sign for bulls. In fact, it's about as classic as they come, because you get this, yeah, the market came down, 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 and then it pulled up. The thing is it pulled up and then it broke structure, pulled back into demand. And so my guess is this is going to be, if I'm going to take profits on this Euro franc, I'm going to have to take them quick, because that thing's just going to go up. In my opinion, that's what I think is going to happen. But like I said, the trade I want you guys to be in is this short on the Euro pound, and I can explain that one. So you could take both. Technically, you could short the Euro franc and the Euro pound, but I do believe the better trade is going to be the Euro pound short. Okay. That's the one. If I had to take a guess and say which one could I make profit in an hour and not have to carry, because I hate carrying trades. Can we do it? For sure. Can we carry trades through the hour? Yes, we totally can. But do I like to do that? No, I don't like to carry trades past the hour. I think it's really, really fun to be able to make the money in the webinar, take the trade and make the money in the webinar. But So that's kind of my goal is how can I help you guys? How can I help us take better trades that help us close in the webinar? So anyway, this euro pound short is kind of the trade that I'm thinking of. Now let's talk about why this trade looks better in terms of a short than the euro franc does. So if we come over here, um, let's kind of expand out and see what we're looking at here. So a couple of things have happened recently. So, obviously the other day, 2 days ago, a day ago, whatever it was, the market shot up over here big time, pulled back, shot up again, and then it pulled back. And then this is where things start to change. This is where the narrative changes right here. So you have this high right here. This high is lower than the previous high, and subsequently it happened to form a let me see if I can get this to line up better. This subsequently formed a head and shoulders pattern, okay? So, you know, you guys know this by now, hopefully. If not, I'll teach it to you, which by the way, we got some new faces today. Want to just say hello to everybody and welcome you to the program. A lot of the stuff I'm teaching is gonna be like a fire hose. So in the beginning, just because we're kind of quick, we're taking these trades quickly, we got to make the money quickly because we have an hour to do it. And so, things will move quickly. As you continue to come, things will make more sense, and you'll get more practice and repetition at taking these types of setups and identifying what a good setup looks like and which ones don't look as good, right? So anyway, but yeah, we're pretty friendly here. We have a fun camaraderie, so you guys can participate via the chat box. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, put those questions in the chat box. And then I will get to them as soon as I, finish wrapping up what I'm saying. Okay, so back to this right here. So we have this head and shoulders pattern, and then the market has a little bit of a change of character going on. How do we know this? Basically, this was a structure point right here, right? So you have a support level, and the market broke through that support level kind of on two different occasions. It kind of broke it here, but it really broke it recently this morning right here. So the market did, break this, and that could be a signal that this market's actually trying to continue to the downside here. Okay. The market hasn't really tapped into hasn't come back up into a supply area. So yes, there is a risk that the market could come back up and hit some supply before it comes back down. But overall, I think with what's been built up here, the market's kind of building a narrative to the downside. So it was funny because, the last couple of days, you and I have been talking about this back here, about, we called this a fortress for the buyers, right? This is a huge fortress. And sure enough, it was really hard to break through that. You just can't break through what's going on here. You got that reverse head and shoulders pattern. You've got a solid demand zone right here, and then a subsequent break. Well, that's starting to change, right? That narrative is now changing, and that fortress is not becoming as strong as it used to be, especially up in here. We're starting to hit into supply that's very palpable and very noticeable at this point. So that narrative is now flipping. So we were a couple days ago, you were crazy to go short, absolutely crazy. And now you're not necessarily crazy to go long, but we're starting to see that narrative switch to the short side. And I'm trying to show you guys what those clues are and kind of what the things you should be looking at that kind of tell you that that narrative is switching. And so now you're looking for opportunities to go short versus long. Can you make money on the long side? Sure. Typically, every day there's money to be made buying and there's money to be selling every day on every single currency pair. However, if you are looking for safety and looking for, places where you can get in safely with low risk and high reward, if you're looking for these types of clues, then your mindset is like, oh, hey, I see these clues, I see what's happening here. It looks like the narrative's switching. I can go long or I can go short now, right? All right, so okay, it's looking good so far. I've got 60 pips unrealized here. Wow, 75 pips unrealized. Most of that's from the Euro franc, but in fact, which by the way, I'm actually going to close out my Euro franc short because again, I'm not as confident with that one, to be honest, guys. So I'm closing. I'm glad I made money, but I'm gonna go with you guys on that euro pound short. The only reason I hopped into that one so quickly was because it had all the traditional setup, right? Right? Like it hit the upper Bollinger Band, um, on a 5-minute chart during the banker's close hour. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely a trade I want to take. Okay. Um, okay, so here's what we're gonna look for. Again, we're kind of just barely positive or just at break even right now on the euro pound, which is fine, which is good because that's the trade I have you guys in right now, is this short. What we're gonna watch closely too is this pound franc, because if this pound franc goes down quite a bit, then that's going to send the euro pound up. And so far it has come down, but not proportionally. So that's a good sign. Um, the reason why that's a good sign is if this guy comes down and this guy is not taking the hit like this guy is taking, then that means that this guy is struggling to be, to hold, to basically want to break up. He doesn't want to break up as much because even though the pound is sinking, this guy should be going up with this guy going down, but it's not happening. So if this guy ever decides to go up again, you can rest assured this euro pound's going to come down. I know that's kind of a hard concept, especially if you're brand new. It will come. It's a it's a negative correlation concept. When the pound franc goes up, the euro pound typically goes down. At least if we're talking about so for example, now you can see this guy is the pound franc is starting to come up a little bit, just barely on this wick here. This euro pound gave up all of that bull candlestick, and now it's turned into a bear candlestick just on that alone. So anyway, that's basically the concept I'm trying to share, is a negative correlation concept, and how you can another clue that tells you, oh, hey, this is starting to flip. We're starting to see a flip the other way, right? So okay, great. So this is looking good. Okay, so let's actually go back to trading view. Let's talk about our targets on this. And we need to zoom in to the general market here to find out where's a good place to take profits. It's kind of hard because there's this huge abyss down here. Like this, we're actually on the cusps of hitting a straightaway right here, right? This is a straightaway. Okay, we call this the freeway as well. We're kind of at the last pit stop before. So I told you guys about my road trip. I went to like Illinois, Missouri, a couple years ago. And on my way back, I just basically did a loop. I went I-80 all the way through Colorado, Nebraska, Illinois, Iowa. And then I came back through I-70 and just basically did a loop around and then came back. My wife and I just did a trip a couple years ago. When I was coming home through Kansas City was kind of like my last stop before, and no offense to anybody from Kansas, right? But there's a reason why Kansas has like a stereotype. It's just flat, and there's really nothing until you get to, and even the eastern side of Colorado is nothing. It's basically an extension of Kansas, right? Until you get to like Denver, Colorado Springs, that kind of thing. So basically what I'm saying is this feels like that. So we're at Kansas City right now, and this is Kansas right here. And so how far could this go? Well, I don't know, because there might not be a pit stop until Denver, and Denver's all the way down here, right? So that's why I'm saying the profit potential is actually pretty high on this. So we'll want to take some profits when we hit this lower Bollinger Band for sure, but there's a chance we could get an extremely good trade out of this, which is why I'll probably hold some. But look at, so here, another concept, check this out. So see the pound franc over here on the right? It's trying to come up, but it hasn't come up that much yet. But the euro pound is getting slammed right now, which is perfect for us. Again, that just shows you there's weakness on the euro pound that doesn't exist on the pound franc. Just shows you that the euro pound is much more weaker. Even though the pound franc is showing strength, the euro pound is showing even more weakness amidst that. So this is all a good sign for us. Guys, this is awesome. We're already up I mean, I guess I made 55 pips already, but we're up 41 on just this trade alone. This is already so great. Already so great. I think I will just take a couple of profits, guys, just to make sure we lock some of this in. Because we're hitting at an equal low there, but I'm going to leave the rest. Oh, I guess I didn't take a lot of trades. Dang it. I guess I had a lot more trades on the Euro franc. That's okay. Well, it's still a good day. Still a good day, but yeah, I'll leave the rest of these to ride a little bit. Okay, so where can this go? Back to this chart. How far can this go? Well, we'll see because it's not holding. If there's any chance of demand, if there's any chance of demand right here, it's not holding it. It's not doing a good job, at least, at holding that. So that's what I'm saying. This thing looks like it wants to come home. It's, it's in that Kansas City pit stop. And then like after that, there's really not much until Denver, right? And again, no offense to people from Kansas. I'm just trying to explain a concept here. That's why I'm saying we may want to keep a couple of these trades because the opportunity to make a lot of money on this is there. Like you could leave a couple of trades to ride, or maybe at least a trade to ride that could go all the way down to here. So already so good, but we're close. I mean, we might see a break of this level right here. Wow, that Euro franc got pummeled. I'm surprised. I really am surprised, actually. I did not expect that to do that. And here I am telling you why I thought it was bullish. I mean, it still might go up, right? But it still might go back up again, the Euro franc, but I'm really surprised that it did that. I actually am really feeling good about a break here, guys, on this Euro pound. I'm feeling pretty good about a break below. Um, basically, um, I'm getting some signals. I have some other tools I have over here, but I'm getting some signals that are telling me the pound franc is trying to break up right now. And and the euro pound is, and if that's the case, then that's going to send the euro pound even lower. So that's why I'm thinking, close a couple of trades to book some of that sweet profit, right? But leave some on because we might be going someplace here in just a little bit. We might be going someplace. And when I say going someplace, we're probably going down, which is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. We've had so many days recently where like where we've had to hold on to some trades and like wait through the afternoon to kind of get the move that we needed. Doesn't look like that's going to happen today. So this is awesome. I'm already so happy. I'm already pretty stoked about this. One thing that I've been doing, I've been getting up a little earlier, and before you guys hop on, I'm usually at the charts about 15 minutes before we actually start. And I do that to see, to kind of fill things out, to look at the different indicators, to look at the different tools that I have. And I look for those things that I just showed you guys where, you're looking for breaks of market structure, okay, that kind of stuff to tell you which direction the market's leaning towards. I feel sorry for the trader who's buying the euro pound today because they're going to get absolutely smacked here in just a little bit. And it's going to be our profits. They're gonna get smacked. I'm telling you, if you're buying the euro pound, you're gonna get smacked because again, there is nobody below this that's gonna help you until down here. So we talked about that fortress. Where does that fortress exist though? You're not gonna get help until down here, guys, if you're a buyer. So it's crazy how things flip-flop. We talked about this, the other day. You're crazy if you wanted to sell the euro pound back in here. Absolutely insane if you wanted to sell it. Sure, there's opportunities to sell along the way, but again, if you're going to be a seller in an up market like this, that's brewing like this, you better have a really good stop loss, man, and you better not, basically, you have to be humble enough. If you're in the wrong direction on a market like this, you have to be humble enough to get out of that trade if you're wrong. Versus the trade that you and I have right now, the whole structure of this, what's been built up here, is designed for bears. It's designed to help bears be successful. Okay. And then back here, this exact opposite. This is all designed for bulls to be successful. Right. All right. So it's come up a little bit, I guess, on this single bar here. It just depends. If we can get pound franc is coming down a little bit, as you can see over here. If that guy at all goes back to the upside, this euro pound's going to get smacked. Absolutely smacked. We've got the market cornered today, that's for sure. I had my eggs this morning. I ate well. I got up early. I worked out, went for a run. Yeah, I was ready this morning. Definitely ready. And yeah, we know something that maybe a lot of retail traders don't know right now. They don't know that the floor is going to come out underneath this euro pound here. They don't know it. They're loading up on buys. But that thing is flickering, and just you wait. That thing is just going to get freaking smacked. It's going to get smacked to the downside. All right. Maybe while we're waiting for that floor to come out, which should be soon here, while we're waiting for that to happen, let me show you my overnight trades and then what I'm thinking about just generally over there. Well, so maybe I'll actually pull this over here so I can monitor it on the other screen. And I'll show you guys this here. So let's talk about, actually, let's do the euro dollar first, because that trade's one, right? Or it's winning. So well, I guess it's just kind of meandering through here. But basically, I'm long on the euro dollar for a couple of reasons. Same thing. It's come up to a high. Actually, let's go to the higher time frame first, okay? If you're always trying to figure out market structure, go to the higher time frame first. It'll do wonders for you. So you come out to this higher time frame, like an H1 hourly time frame. You come out here, you ask yourself, okay, when was the euro dollar back over here? You go back here. It was a while. Okay, like this is all the way back in like April of last year. And it's just hanging out. It's actually doing a good job at just hanging out up here. And that's not a good sign if you're a bear. If the market's able to hold on to these higher prices and just stay up there, that is not a good sign. It's a great sign if you're a bull, terrible sign if you're a bear. Okay, just letting you know kind of how that works. Okay, so the next real supply area is right up here in this purple area. And I've already done my homework on this. In fact, I had a couple of you I got to do some one-on-ones with yesterday that I got to show you this right here. So this is a big trade that I'm really excited about. So basically you go over here to the euro dollar back in time on the H1. Here's what we found. So basically you look back here, this is a common support level that was built back in March and April last year, okay? So you've got this area basically as support resistance. And I've kind of labeled with these yellow areas why it's support resistance. Like this is kind of support. This is support or I guess support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support, right? It's all kind of the same, support and resistance. And then this was kind of the last area, but what happened here was very unique. So basically this was the last consolidation or mechanism before the market broke down and broke all of that support that was built up in here. So because this was the last area, this is absolutely a supply zone. And we don't want to trade every single supply zone that we find, right? I wouldn't recommend that to you guys. I recommend that you trade supply demand zones that are unique to breaks of structure, okay? Because there's supply demand everywhere. But the ones where a change of character or a break of structure took place, those are the ones where markets are going to flip directions most likely. So this is a great supply area. And you can see the market back in April last year tried to get to it, but couldn't even get to it because that's how strong that area is. Now here we are, come January 2023, and we go fast forward, and we've come up to this area. We haven't quite gotten into that supply zone. It's definitely a strong supply zone. However, at the same time, we haven't gotten to it yet, right? And so I'm trying to basically ride this on a buy until it gets to here. And as soon as I hit my target, I am immediately flipping and becoming a seller. So I'm trying to basically make money both directions on this. Okay, I really feel like I can make money both directions here. So I'm just a buyer, and then I'm going to be a seller as soon as I hit that purple area. And I know that retail traders are doing what right now? Retail traders are sellers on this. Why are they sellers? Well, you can see actually, I have this tool over here that tells me what retail traders are doing. This one's not as biased, but you can see that most retail traders are short right now on the euro dollar. You can actually, I've got another tool that's even better. If you go to FX, here it is, this one, fxssi.com. This one tells you what retail traders are doing on the euro dollar. Look at all of them. They're all buying the euro dollar right now. And we don't want to do what they're doing. We want to do the opposite of the average Joe. So if the average Joe is buying, oh, excuse me. Well, no. This is actually, this one is the opposite. So it's, oh yeah, so no, excuse me, this gives you the right signal. This is kind of weird. So you can see that most sellers here, most retail traders are selling, which is why it's a buy. Okay, there we go. I got it right now. So because most people are selling, we need to be a buyer. So this is they have already done the work for you. They tell you exactly where you need to go. So I know exactly where I need to buy this, and I know exactly where I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this buy when the market hits this supply zone. But I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but I want to say I'm pretty confident. I can say that though. I'm pretty confident that the euro dollar is going to come up to here. It's got another 60 pips to go. And that's a really solid area that we should be able to get. And then from there, the market can come down and we may flip directions. But here's another thing you should focus on. Let's talk about the current change of character, not change of character, break of structures, things like that. This is my favorite type of head and shoulders pattern. One that's caked into an uptrend. So this is a reverse head and shoulders, and it's built into a trend that's already going up. So that's really bullish, right? So you've got basically this is a reversal signal, but it's a reversal saying, hey, it wants to go up, and it's already going up. So again, this is a fortress that the buyers have built. This is their, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Their defense. They did a good job. They've done a good job here, okay? And what this means is they want to send this market higher. And I think it's got about 60 pips to go because as we've established already, there is a truckload of supply right here. But right here, not as much. So whenever they're ready, I don't know when they're going to do it, but whenever they're ready, that's where it should go. 60 more or whatever that is how far it should go. So that's what I'm holding on to, and that's what I'm sticking to right now. And part of it's because look at all the retail traders. Retail traders, so the traders that stink at trading, this is Trader Joe. Trader Joe is selling the euro dollar right now, and you don't want to trade like Trader Joe, right? I guess that's a business, right? Maybe, I don't know, Trader John or something like that, right? Trader John is selling the market right now. We want to buy when they're selling, okay? So and not only did we confirm this with this, well, I guess this is telling us what they're thinking, but we confirmed it with, the structure that's been built in, the fortress that's here, the supply that's up here. So we basically have the green light to buy till there, basically. Okay. So that's why I'm feeling good about that trade. Then the other trade I'm feeling really good about is this euro. Unfortunately, I did get stopped out. I just had a really tight stop. I was going for like a 4-to-1, little better than 4-to-1. So I did get stopped out, but I did re-enter this trade. And I can't exactly remember where I put my stop on this, but it's similar to this setup right here. But I re-entered this morning because it basically, I mean, I really should have paid more attention to this. This is my bad. Um, I'm not perfect, but this is still a really good trade, right? So that's why I'm saying this is a really good trade. Okay, I stopped out. Let's get back on the bandwagon. Let's make sure we get this trade because there's a lot of money to be made on this trade. But basically this market, and I should have saw that. Now that I look back and I'm like, oh, what a rookie mistake, man. This was a lot of like demand right there. And look at the market. It just tapped into the demand and then already is on its way back up. So what I did is I just was a rookie and I put my stop loss just below the support level there. What a rookie mistake, right? You guys can all laugh at me. But really what I should have paid more attention to was, oh, hey, there is demand nearby. Since there's demand here, we should really consider, maybe having a stop below that or having maybe a different entry or having a second entry here instead or something like that. So this looks really good. And I'm really excited about this trade for several reasons too. So, okay, let's break this down. So basically, you come down here. There's a lot of things going on with this trade too. You can break a lot of stuff down. You have another little reverse head and shoulders down here. You've got, which obviously sent the market higher. And then you've got, let's see what else happened here. Oh yeah, break a structure right here. Right here. That's also change of character. So that means, hey, instead of being bearish like it was, we've broken the structure and changed character to the upside. We've built some demand right here, which obviously the market loved and tapped into and did great. And now he needs to, there's old resistances right here. It hasn't broken that yet, but that is fair game, guys. Like this, I mean, that alone is 158 pips to go. Okay, that's going to be a great trade. And then you come over here, a couple different places you can look at this. Look, what's Trader John doing? Trader John is a seller, right? He's 60, 73, 74% short on IG. My FX book says 67% of their traders are short on the euro yen, only 32, 34% are long. Yeah, Trader John's going to get his butt whooped here, right? So we know that obviously the structure of the market's holding, right? And I'm such a rookie last night. Okay, whatever. So, but it's fine. I'm gonna get it all back and we're gonna be fine here. But this should be a minimum, in my opinion. Just back to there is a minimum, and that's 164 pips. So that's amazing. That should be a really good little trade setup. But I think you could even, it's possible the market could come up to here. That's the next supply area. It's right up there. So, 160 pips is your minimum, but there's a potential to go 400, right? So it's a monster trade. It's a monster trade. And I think all the Trader Johns out there are about ready to pull out their wallets to the banks. But I don't want to be one of those. And so I feel like we can be on the other side of this and do really well. So these are the two swing trades I'm really focused on. Also, so I showed you this one right here, FXSSI, which by the way, for those of you that want this, here's the link. It's a nice tool to just have. I mean, it's free. I just go and check out their current sentiment every day just to see what the retail trader's doing. On Awanda though, here's what's cool. Awanda, so their traders, the number one shorted currency pair that they have is the euro yen right now, which is insane. Like this should be a really monster trade. The money made on this could be just insane. It really could. Again, I don't want you to go mortgage your house and like put everything out there. All I'm saying is just take a trade, manage your risk, put in a lot size you can afford, put in a stop loss you can afford, and go for it. That's all I'm asking you to do. Don't go gamble this, even though it's great, because even the very best trades can lose, right? Like obviously last night, it just sucks because I lost on a trade that's going to work out this week or next week. Like this is going to be a trade that's going to blow people's minds over the next couple of days and weeks. But I stopped out just because I had too tight of an entry. Part of that's because I'm trying to have really good risk management, as you guys know. I'm trying to manage my risk. I'm trying to have tight stop losses and, really good reward to risk ratios. Trying to be better at that. But one of the consequences of that is I just take more losses, unfortunately. I hit more losses. But it's a really good. I don't think I want to change though, because I do want to manage my risk and keep those losses small. Because what I can do is if I keep my losses small, I can naturally have a bigger contract size, which is why you can have these huge wins. You can make $10,000, $20,000 on a trade if you keep those stops small and the lot size bigger. That's my style. Some of you may not like that style. It's up to you to decide what your style is. Um, and that's kind of the gray area. Like I can tell you guys like, okay, here's what I think the market's going to do. Here's where I'm going to go with the direction. But in terms of your entry, in terms of your stop loss and your take profit and how big, especially how big your contract size is, that is a personal question. I can't answer, unfortunately. I can give you tips and tell you what I do, but then you guys have to decide on your own what you're going to do with it. So. All right, guys, a little update euro pound here. Let me pull this back over. So looking good. The pound franc has come up a little bit. I'm surprised this guy hasn't dropped. It might be because the euro is showing some strength right now. But and also I think it's just a hard thing to break through this right now. But I'm still planning on this taking a hit here. I'm being patient, just being patient. We're still up 17.5 pips on the remaining trades. We've already booked several pips of profit here. I mean, I've got 70.3. I know that was a lot on the euro franc, but some of that did come from this euro pound short. But the real opportunity, like I was saying, is going to come from this guy just breaking the floor here. And I really hope it happens here in the next 20 minutes because why not? Right? Well, because we're going to wrap up, right? So obviously I'd like that to happen here. All right. So anyway, so those are my two trades. Those are my two swing trades that I have some really good conviction on right now. I'm really trying to see what's possible with these two trades. The euro dollar long, but especially this euro yen long. I'm really excited about. And anyway, I got to stop doing it, but I'm just kicking myself that I didn't see this last night. Of course, I should have had a trade right there, just sitting right in that demand. And it came just perfectly. You can see it just came right into that candle right there. If you want to break it down to the most minute detail, just take that last red candle before this market exploded here. That's exactly where it dipped into and then went up. But if you want to have kind of a bigger, more extended range area, this is the demand in general. But yeah, it looks good. Again, just a little in recap, it all started back here with this reverse head and shoulders, and then the subsequent break of this structure right here. That tells you that should always be a signal for you to start thinking, oh, I need to look for long trades now. Okay, we've broken structure to the upside. Okay, look for longs. Can you make money going short? Sure. There was an opportunity to go short last night. I can tell you right there was an opportunity to go short on that move. But what direction should you really be excited about? Oh, think about what trades can I take to the long side here? That should be your focus. And then again, I like to just for fun, I like to go see what Trader John's doing. Oh, Trader John's short. Okay, perfect. Well, that's great. I'll go long when he's going short, right? So this one, see this one you can just fxssi.com, which SSI stands for Speculative Sentiment Index. It just shows you what the sentiment is across the market in terms of, it's kind of like the COT report. COT report, though, you look at the big banks and what they're doing, and then the SSI tells you what the little guy's doing, right? And then these guys have Wanda has their own sentiment, and this is on their own clients. So their own clients are buying and selling these pairs, and they tell you by how much they're buying or selling. It's pretty cool. All right, guys. So I am just being patient at this point. I am just waiting for this euro pound to do something here. I've been kind of surprised it hasn't in fact, depending on what this pound franc does, if this pound franc comes down here, then the euro pound's going to go up briefly. But if this pound franc breaks up and hits some of these highs up here, well, then rest assured that euro pound's going to just get clobbered to the downside. And it should come down. I'm just waiting for the precise opportunity. I'm just waiting here. I am tempted, I'll be honest though, I am tempted to just add a few more shorts right now. I'm already up on the day, so part of me is like, just do it. But then I'd be short right at support, and I don't like to do that. Whereas I've got a short up here at a higher price, which I like. Well, let's put it this way. Maybe what we'll do then is if this does come back up, then I'm going to take the liberty and add some more short trades. But the fact that this market has just come down here and it's just hanging out at support, that is not a good sign for bulls. Okay. If it's just hanging out and not getting rejected, it means it likes that price. It hangs out there, right? And means it's flirting with going to the basement. That's what it's communicating to you when you see that activity. Okay. I really think it's going to go to the basement here, guys. It's already starting, but let's see if it can follow through here. It's kind of a late hour to do it, but that's kind of what I'm, I guess, predicting. Oh, come on. Let's go. Let's go, man. Go to the basement. I don't even know how far we should target on this because this is a unique setup. I couldn't even tell you. I'm going to go pull up a single chart workspace so I can kind of figure out where we should go with this. It's hard to say. All right, let's go back to the euro pound. Yeah. So there is some support here, not demand though, just support, which that doesn't matter as much, but it is something to notice. There is some old supply or demand back here. So I might close a couple of trades there, but I do think it might be worth hanging on to one or two down into here. This guy could actually get destroyed here. But I mean, I don't want to get too excited. We got 10 or 15 minutes left, so we might not go too far in 10 or 15 minutes, but I'm just saying that there is a potential for that to happen. So my thought is if it breaks this, we should close out of a couple of trades right here. So that's where I'm going to put a couple of targets, is right here, just above that is where I'm going to go. And then the last target, I'm going to try it just for fun. Why not try to get it all the way down to there? But we are kind of asking a lot for the market to break a solid support level like this at the end of the trading day. It is a lot to ask, but no, I don't know if it's too much. I mean, sure, it could be, but I'm getting a lot of selling signals right now on this. So I think it could definitely break. It's definitely, it has to make a decision here. What's it going to do? Like, is it going to, break, it's being pressurized right here. Is it going to just break down, or is it going to break up? Even if it broke up though, I'd probably just keep selling. That's probably what I would do. So I'd just keep selling if it broke up. And we talked about that concept before where if I'm wrong on a trade, since I've done my homework, even if it went against me, I feel comfortable staying in. Because you're building these positions around those fortresses that we talked about, right? This one on the short side, definitely. I mean, even on this 1 minute chart, look at this. Like this is a head and shoulders pattern just on a 1 minute chart, right? Like that's bearish. That is just straight up bearish, right? And the fact that this isn't just bouncing off here, it's just hanging out. It's just hanging out in there. It should tell you this thing is just desperate to break down. So this is going to be really fun here because I'm really hoping in the next 5 or 10 minutes we get that move down because it's flickering. You can tell it just wants to. It just wants to break it. Oh man, I know Trader John's out there somewhere buying this. Oh, he's gonna get wrecked. He's gonna get wrecked, man. Totally wrecked. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Come on. Well, we got the break. Yes, keep going, man. Keep going. Got the break at least. We're about third of the way to the target. That's a nice candlestick, guys. That's a really nice candlestick. We're in a really good spot here. Like, so good. This is the 1 minute chart, Loma. And I found this target on an H1 though. It seems like an appropriate place to take some of these profits. So I'm going to try to close right there. And then I'm going to leave just one trade to ride today. at this point, guys, I know we just have a few minutes left, but we're doing so well today that go ahead and bring these stop losses to break even. We've earned it. Or just above, just in the money, I guess. We've earned this. We've done such a good job today. Let's see, it's gonna come back and retest resistance here. We'll see if it wants to come back up. It can if it wants, it's fine. But I mean, I wouldn't say the bulls have won anything though. They can have that little 2 candlesticks there if they want it, but no, we won. We won today. They lost. Almost feels like a liquidity grab. I wonder if they were just trying to stop out some people right here. Let's see. Let me think about that. So if you're a buyer and your stop loss is below support, then they just opened up. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That would be a liquidity grab maybe. But again, I don't think the bears are even close to being done yet. But what I'm probably going to do, if unless I can hit this in the next couple of minutes, probably just leave these last couple of trades to run today because I do feel good about this area. Let me double check that H1 time frame. Let's check that H1 and let's see. So this is what I'm thinking. This area, I'm trying to basically target that. I think we can get to that still today. It's only 6-7 pips away. Oops, let's go back down to a 1 minute. So that's what I'm going to hold to is this down here. I think I can get that. And that would expand our trades. We would make another 5 or 6 pips on these just getting to there. But I definitely think that's still on the table for sure. I mean, it could be on the table in the next 5 minutes even, but it's definitely on the table for the day. So what I'll probably do is, if unless I don't hit this here in a minute or two, but I'll probably just let these trades go. We've got our stop losses in the money at this point. We've already made money today. We've already booked profits today, which is awesome. I'll just let this thing do its thing. Let it go. And then I do have, just as a reminder, a kind of a more aggressive target down here for fun. It's possible we get to that guy. This one down here is not going to happen today, I don't think. I mean, it could happen tonight or sometime in the morning, but I thought we'd just leave it for fun because I definitely think that's possible. I mean, that's what, 20 pips away? I mean, yeah, I mean, it could, but it's gonna be a little bit a lot more work at this time of the day. So. And yeah, I feel good. I really successful day. And this can even go up a little bit and it's fine. We're in a really good spot. In fact, I probably would just keep adding to it if it goes up again, because again, we've got the upper hand on the bulls here. They're at our mercy. So, which I don't give mercy. No. Not in this market. No, no mercy. We're just gonna take all their money. Anyway, um, okay, so cool stuff, guys. We'll let that trade sit, and then I have obviously Euro Yen brewing to be a monster trade here, long. Okay, and then you've got the Euro Dollar long, which also is looking to be a monster trade, which then is going to turn into a monster trade to the downside, once it's done coming up to here. So anyway, a lot of good stuff happening. We have COT report tonight. It's been a little bit of a rough week this week with the COT report, and I think that's fine because we had such a great week last week. But nonetheless, for those of you that trade the COT report or that are interested in learning more about the COT report, come to that tonight. That's going to be at well, my time it's 7 p.m. Mountain, and it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. So you do the math on what time that is for you, and it's just on the calendar. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate your attendance. Thanks for coming. Great day, everybody. And we'll see you guys in the next webinar.